G'day, everybody. Welcome back to the show. Alivar Jones here. So everybody's talking about the World Health Organization and the next treaty they want to make. Uh, for those of you who are not up to date with it, that meeting happens on May 27 to June the 1st. And the crux of the meeting will be that they vote for a new treaty specifically designed to turn the world. And the crux of the meeting is that they'll be voting for a new treaty. The point of the treaty is that Tedros, the governor, so they'll be voting for a new treaty. The point of the treaty is that Tedros, the number one guy at the World Health Organization, gets to, under the guise of pandemic emergency, gets to make complete command and complete control over the entire Earth. This is globalization gone mad. It's insane. And it takes away the sovereignty of every single country. If Tedros decides there's something like a pandemic, now, even the word pandemic's not defined, so whenever he says it, that's when it's happening. There is no real definition of recovery, so will never ever leave this state of emergency. And through this, they'll be doing things like 15-minute cities and global ID and digital currency. Because digital currency is how you rescue the world from illness, right? I do want to bring this to light. Why? Because our team will be working on this. Now, I want you to fathom like what my specialization is, what we're really good at. And then I want you to think of all of the national delegates. I want you to think of what the hell could make them want to sell out their species? What the hell could make them do that? The point of this treaty is to sell out the human species. It's like the people who are going to this conference are going to be voting to sell out humanity. That's what this is really about. And so we know who is, I'm very, very limited to what I can say on this forum, but I will say we know why those guys are selling out humanity. We know who is really the puppet master of these politicians, and we'll be hitting them very, very hard in the weeks coming in order to make sure that that treaty never, ever, ever happens. But it's one of the last feeble attempts of the globalists to take over the world, to turn us into a controlled prison state. And so far, the amount of opposition to this treaty is mounting daily. Everybody who understands it fights it. So, these guys not only failed to resolve a pandemic, even the nicest way to talk about them, these guys failed to resolve the pandemic in any way. It just went away on its own. Humanity solved the problem. These guys were still banging the emergency drum week after week after week. And they were not going to stop. And since they did such a horrific job, since they traumatized so many people, why would we want them to do that again? Why would we give them another go? A pandemic that hasn't even happened yet. Uh, if you are not familiar with who Tedros is, like Tedros has demonstrated his absolute contempt for human life in the Ethiopian-Somalian war. He probably should be wanted for a number of war crimes, but since he's working so diligently for the globalists, I don't think he'll ever be charged. So I just want to raise that so you get a sense of what kind of people they want running the show. Yeah, I just want you to know that our team is compiling a list of the attendees, and we'll be working on them individually and as a whole and through their puppet masters. So it's going to be fun. It's going to be a long session, something like the April 8th eclipse, something like the April 8th eclipse session, which was epic. But we'll be working hard to foil the plans of the deep state. Once again, we'll be doing our part, and I know you guys will be too. All right. Love to you all. May the force be with you. Bye for now.